Good morning, YouTubers. It's Andy here, Mike 0 Delta Romeo November, and what you can see is this lovely transceiver I bought myself 2 years ago as a retirement present, amongst other things, of course. It's a Skanti TRP 8255. It's got a Plessy badge on it. It was actually made by the Danish company called Skanti, and this is a marine transceiver. I'll show the whole thing. There you go, move back. You can see the bottom. That's everything in the bottom of that case is for the inner workings of the transceiver. On the left is the power supply, which delivers 32 volts. And everything on this transceiver is controlled by the keypad. There are no knobs, buttons or switches on here. Everything you do has to be done on this keypad, and you can see the various modes you can set it to: upper sideband, lower sideband, AM, telex, CW, MCW, modulated carrier wave, etc. You can see on the transmit side you've got the transmit power, low power, high, medium, and every part of the receiver, the transmit and receive sides, I've got their own dial displays and controls. So you can switch one off, for example. You can turn off the transmit power, transmit side, and then what's displayed there blinking, that's a clock. It's showing it's 10 o'clock in the morning. To turn that back on again. Yeah, so apologies for the jerky camera, but this I want you to be able to see everything on the screen here. And on the left here, microphone, telephone microphone, which goes in that little cradle there. It's quite useful. So you know, you can see that it's designed for, you know, either a ship, for a ship use, so hence the type of telephone. And I don't know if you can modify that, but I would want to. See, everything fits on this Zimmer frame. Sits on this nice Zimmer frame. So I'll be back with you in a moment, because I want to steady the camera, put it down somewhere where I can go through the various controls of this keyboard with you. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. So I'm back with you, and hopefully you can see the keyboard all right. I may have to move the camera again, so let's have a listen to this transceiver. So I'll turn the speaker on.
Italy United 1 India Alpha Sugar. You're 59 Hotel November Japan. Roger, happy Easter, stay healthy. Oscar Kilo to Radio Zulu contact. Oscar Kilo to Radio Zulu.
So I've turned the speaker off for a second. Yeah, there's a contest on today, so that's always useful when you have a contest on, when you're trying out a radio, demonstrating the radio, so that's good. So yeah, so that's what it sounds like on HF. And by the way, the frequency range of this transceiver is from the long wave all the way up to 30 megs. So that's the effective range of this transceiver. So obviously all the amateur bands, and you know, it has everything you want in terms of that. And also the good thing about this transceiver is that it puts out 250 watts. Would you believe 250 watts? So you can use this without needing a linear, and certainly I think in the UK for most people 250 watts is okay, you know, more than adequate. The power settings on here are low power, which is about 10 watts. You push that little button there, that will give you low power. Medium power, which I think is about 60-70 watts, and then high power is 250 watts. Everything is done by these push buttons. Turn the speaker up and down, speaker volume. You can dim the display. Frequency entry. You have to enter the frequency via the keyboard. For example, I'll give you an example. To enter a frequency, so you go receive 1980, enter. Now that's a BB. Let's turn the speaker on, so you can hear it. Turn the volume. That's BBC Radio 4.
Now, if you do that,
on long wave.
put them in quarantine and check their feet before they mix with the main flock. Okay. Not a great
So,
place to be,
I mean,
but
for
if
general
you start doing something about it,
listening,
Josh did you a big favour.
it's perfectly okay. I mean, you could even do medium wave de-Xing on here, and I have. To do medium wave de-Xing, of course, you know, you tune to medium wave frequency, you have a suitable ear, but there's one little drawback on here. On AM, there's only a wide filter. It's in the book, I think it says 2.7 kilohertz wide, but I think it must be wider than that because it's very, very wide frequencies. So I don't know if there's a discrepancy with what I understand about the receiver. But you can use upper sideband, and then you can select narrow frequencies, narrow filters rather. Or you can use MCW. With MCW mode, I'll show you here. I'll turn the speaker on.
Just one of those things.
That's modulated carrier wave. And I think for all intents and purposes, on the receive side, that's an AM receiver. But what it does, it allows you to change the filters. Very narrow, wide rather, intermediate, and narrow. So you can use it for medium wave de-Xing if you want. The only thing, of course, is that all the frequencies have to be entered via the keyboard. You've got the facilities here to scan up and down frequencies, and you can change the tuning steps. You know, you can change the tuning rate of these two buttons, which tune it up and down here if you want to. And also, I believe there's a scanning facility where you can input two frequencies and you can scan between the two. If you want to do that, I haven't worked out how to use that yet, so I haven't tried it. But that's the only drawback of this receiver. You have to input the frequency every time, or you can recall them from memory. For example, if you've stored a memory channel, and so what you do, you say record to, enter.
And if you are short, so if you have got something switched off, could you please share with your neighbours, and that's one of the
record 4, enter. Oh, nothing on 4. Recall, say 1, enter. Oops, recall 1, enter. That one's rated 4 on long wave. So you know, you can get around it that way, but it's just one of those things. But I absolutely love it. It's just something completely different. It's a completely different receiver, and you know, you can say turn the transmit supply off, and then it brings the clock up. You know, you know, when if you program a frequency on receive, you just hit transmit receive button, press enter, and it synchronizes it for you. So you know, there's ways around it, everything, but it's okay. It's a useful piece of kit which I'm going to hold on to, because I mean I've got a 250 watt transceiver here, which is nice to have, and it's something quite quirky. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I've missed. I'm just going to pause it for a second. Yeah, back with you. Yeah, I think the only thing I may have not have mentioned is the fact you can dim the display. So from, you know, depending on the light, but I won't change it here. So that's it really. Thanks for watching, folks, and you stay safe, and I'll speak to you very soon. So folks, yes, 7-3, this is Mike 0 Delta Roman November Andy Ramsgate signing clear. Just gonna let you listen to this receiver for a last time. It's